The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Where do I even begin? Well, I guess I should start with my introduction to the series. My first Zelda game was The Wind Waker HD, which I got shortly after getting the Wii U. I played it, but unfortunately I was slightly underwhelmed. The game had too slow of a start and I just couldn't get into it. Flash forward a year and I get my hands on Majora's Mask 3D. Once again, I was underwhelmed, but the gameplay was just boring to me and didn't really have any real substance, in my opinion, of course. So, due to being disappointed by two Zeldas, I wasn't nearly as hyped as the internet when Zelda U was announced. But everyone seemed to be going crazy after a minute-long teaser and Link shooting a giant robot in the face. The game was said to be open world in the sense where you can go wherever you want, whenever you want. 2 years go by with almost nothing said except that the game was getting delayed. So we waited and waited. Finally, another trailer is revealed, this one showcasing the many things that will be able to be done by the player. The official title was also revealed, Breath of the Wild. Now, I was skeptical at first, but this trailer just made me extremely hyped. It just looked so different from every other open world game and looked like something that we haven't seen a million times before. After some trailers and gameplay reveals, March 3rd of 2017 finally rolls around after years of waiting. So, how is the game?
The game is fun.
Almost everything about this game screams creative, fun, awesome, and mind-blowing. No game offers this amount of freedom to the player, but let's slow down and dissect this game piece by piece and go into detail of why The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is the best game I have ever played. Let's start with the main thing this game has going for it, the open world. Now, this is open world done right. From right after the tutorial area, the game gives the player complete control of where to go and what to do, but the game is not limiting in any way. No certain path you have to take or a certain quest you must do. The game lets the player go at their own pace. The open world is filled with collectibles to be found, monsters to slay, quests to do, and secrets to be discovered. Now, the world may look empty at first glance, but once you actually start heading in, it becomes so much richer and the activities in the open world are found. Let me give you an example. One of the main collectibles are these things called Korok seeds. These seeds can be found by solving many puzzles in the open world, such as rolling a boulder down a hill into a huge hole. Not the best example, yes, but you get the point. These seeds can be used to expand your inventory space to make room for more weapons and supplies. Yeah, I don't know how that works either. There are plenty of other things to be found in the open world of Hyrule, but now let's talk about graphics. Now, I know graphics don't make a game or anything, but just look at how pretty this game is. This proves that graphics don't have to be ultra realistic to look awesome. This is definitely some of the best cel-shaded graphics I've ever seen. Another thing this game really excels at is difficulty. The game isn't as hard as Dark Souls or anything, and you won't ever get to the point where you throw your controller at the screen. But man, this game can be really tough. In the good sense. The game doesn't just hold your hand the whole way and tell you everything. You actually have to experiment and find out almost everything yourself, making the game much more rewarding. The game doesn't tell you all the special moves in combat. The player actually learns on their own. People have complained that it's too easy to get overpowered, and yes, there is truth in that statement. But listen, in Breath of the Wild, there is not an upgrade system. The only upgrade you can get is health and stamina, not increased damage given or decreased damage taken from hits. You get stronger by learning enemy tactics, getting better weapons, learning to dodge and parry. The game doesn't make you stronger. You, the player, make yourself stronger. Also, your weapons can actually break this time, so you can't just hold on to the strongest weapon and never lose. Many people hate the mechanic, but I like it. It keeps the game balanced to where you don't just become completely overpowered with no chance of losing. Moving on from difficulty, there are now things called shrines, which act as mini dungeons scattered throughout the open world, which provides the player with a puzzle. Upon completing this puzzle, the player is granted a spirit orb. Getting 4 can be used to upgrade either your health or your stamina. Aside from the shrines, there are 4 main dungeons, known as the Divine Beasts. Moving on from dungeons and shrines, let's talk about the freedom the player has while playing. The freedom you have in this game is unlike any other Zelda, or any other game for that matter. You can literally go straight to the final boss if you like, from the very beginning of the game. I'm not joking. From the second you walk out of the Shrine of Resurrection, you can head straight to Hyrule Castle and take on Ganon. Not only can you do the final boss whenever you want, but you can do each area in every order you want. The game doesn't restrict you in any way. Want to go to Gerudo Valley before Zora's Domain? By all means, go ahead. Want to do the hardest area first? You can do that too. Want to only do half the main story then go up to the final boss? You can do that. Or do you want to completely ignore the story and power up with only elixirs and powerful swords? Now, I've only scratched the surface of why I think this game is awesome, and there is so much more to it than what I just said. This game is an absolute must-buy for any Switch owner. If you like open-world games, or if you're just a gamer in general, buy this game. Trust me, this game is awesome. You'll have an amazing time with it, and it's definitely worth a purchase.
Link, you are the light. Our light. That must shine upon Hyrule once again. Now go.